prove it, and I think we were in a weird space of like a lot of those streamer places had already tried with the guys in like 2018, 2017, 2018, 2019. I don't know if you remember, they started to do like, we're going to invest in creators. We're going to have creators do movies. And I'm not going to name no names, but you remember the era of like, oh, all these creators are doing,
trying to
these
turn
YouTubers are doing, we're like, they're movie stars. We're going to turn them into movie stars.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of all like went to shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like during that time, I was still coming up, so it didn't matter to me. But as I've progressed and got better, I see that a lot of those same companies have taken a big step back from like, oh, we don't trust that. Yeah, it didn't work. We're not really working with creators. We're not doing that. So it almost messed it up for me. I'm like, damn, no, I'm a real talent. I can do improv. I'm a great actor. I'm actually very funny. And we did all these pitches, and they were like, yeah, we tried that. We understand creators. They've done it. And like, so you get a bunch of no's before the yes.
It's your man, Delvin. Welcome to Delvin's Room. And bruh, for the longest, I was trying to figure out, why hasn't Druski, with all the attention, all the fame, all the followers, all the admiration he has acquired over these last 7, 8 years, why hasn't he got into movies, streaming platforms? Why hasn't he done that? But this new interview that's out with him explains a lot why he didn't jump into that avenue just yet, right? And I'm one of the people, I believe Druski needed sketch comedy because I feel like he'll go hard with it. But his reasoning makes a lot of sense, because if you remember that little pocket, I want to say between 2016, maybe 15 a little bit, but 2016 to like 2019, you had a lot of these companies, a lot of streaming platforms, whether it was Netflix, whether it was Amazon Prime, when that was first just starting out. Any one of these studios, they was giving a lot of movie deals and just a lot of big budget films to like Vine stars and stuff like that. In particular, one that they was betting on a lot, King Bach. If you remember King Bach from back in the days, he was a Vine star. I think he was called the King of Vine. He was getting big, right? He was doing his thing. So they tried to convert him over to being a movie star. Problem was, those movies wasn't hitting, bro. And that was kind of like a shift where after that, they just cut that shit down completely. They tried it with Logan Paul before they got into wrestling and shit. A couple other content creators. Primarily them people from Vine. Because I believe Vine really lost its popularity in 2016, 2015. And it switched over. And I guess a lot of them was trying to do movies and shit like that. But if you watched any of the movies and shit like that, I ain't finna say they was horrible. All of them were horrible. But what they thought it was gonna be, it wasn't, bro. I think them studios, them you know what I'm saying, TV companies and shit like that, cable TV companies, they probably felt like King Bach and just everybody. I hate that I keep having to bring him in it, but he is the biggest face from it. I believe they thought he was gonna be like the next Will Smith or the next, you feel me, the next guy in Hollywood, because of how much they amassed through social media. And that shit did not pan out, bro. For whatever reason, the fans from content creation, those skits, it didn't translate into movies. Now, I think the big mistake they did was trying to make movies off the rip. You feel me? I think with Druski, since he's so deeply invested in his skits, I think he should do a sketch comedy show. And I think that's what he's leaning towards doing. I think Druski had the privilege of learning from their mistake, even though their mistake kind of hindered him from, jumping straight into the Netflix world or the Apple TV or whatever, whoever would have gave him a chance. I think them failing actually helps him, because now, okay, he know what not to do. You feel me? So he goes on YouTube and he has the Could Have Been records, the Could Have Been Love, and all these skits and shit like that, to the point I think people are so ready for Druski to do a sketch comedy show that I think it's gonna be hard for it to fail. I think it's gonna be hard for it to fail. I think, no disrespect, I gotta keep bringing him up because he was the guy. He was supposed to be that guy. King Bach. He was supposed to be a movie star, dog. That's why they got him in the movies, because he had a black audience, he had a white audience. He had the celebrity. If you remember, go back to that era of shit he was doing. He had fucking videos with Beyonce at the Lakers game where they was whatever he was doing. He would videos with goddamn Will Smith. Like, he was around like big wigs, so it's like, okay, maybe they think he finna be the next one. And for whatever reason, bro, that shit did not work. Even to this day, bro, you would have thought by now he would have broke in. You feel me? But it just didn't work. You feel me? And shit like that, if them companies spending that type of money, that shit don't pan out. You feel me? They like, hell nah, not again. So I think that's what kind of hold back Druski. But I think Druski done learned from that shit. And now Druski is going to have the opportunity to really benefit off of what they mistake. You feel me? Like, okay, maybe I shouldn't try to be the next Will Smith or Kevin Hart. Maybe I should just do a sketch comedy show. You feel me? See how that work out. Do some little shit. See how this shit work out. Boom, boom, boom. You feel me? Build up the audience so much till they want to come fuck with me. You feel me? So I think it's a smart play by Druski, but this interview answered a lot of my questions, because now I understand why he didn't jump into the, you feel me, screaming world on Netflix and stuff like that. You feel me? Very interesting. It's your man Delvin. Delvin's room to the next one. Peace.